What's up, everybody? It's your boy AD. Finna do a review for Raw on June 13th, 2022. I know I'm a little late, but I'm still gonna put this out before SmackDown. The headline of the night, which sounds like a ridiculous headline, Lashley suffers a blinding attack from Besting Theory and a pose down. Like, huh? Let's get into it. Alright, first off, we had the Miz TV got heated with huge stipulation announced for Riddle's championship match. So basically explaining, like, it started off with Miz and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was basically speaking for Riddle. I mean, not Riddle, Roman. And they were talking about Riddle having his title shot and his opportunity against Roman, which is coming up tomorrow on SmackDown. And the new stipulation basically is that if Riddle loses, he will never ever be able to face Roman again. Now, do I think Riddle is gonna win this? Like, more than likely, I'm just like, no. Like, I just can't see Riddle winning this. But they have been pushing him and using him a lot. Like, Riddle has been used like more than anyone, including the Usos. Right? He on Raw, he on SmackDown. He want the revenge for Randy. So we'll see, because he kind of crashed their party. We'll see, though. Jimmy Uso defeats Montez Ford. So after that, Jimmy went against Montez in a 101. Because I think the Usos ended up coming out right. Then the Street Profits came out, and then they just ended up having a match. They might have fought a little bit. I'm not sure. But they did end up having a match, and it was a pretty decent match. But Montez loses, though. And I think he beat him cleanly. Yeah. It says Uso overcame the charismatic Ford, countering a top rope splash from Ford by putting up his knees and getting the pinfall. Yep, I remember he went for the frog splash, threw his knees up, and that was all it took to get the win. Damn. Seth freaking Rollins refused to apologize for a vile beatdown of Cody Rhodes. AJ Styles attacked him in retribution. Yes, so Seth shot a pretty good promo. Basically saying he ain't apologized for nothing that he did to Cody. As you can see, he had the sledgehammer the whole time, which was crazy. And yeah, they was talking for a minute. And then out of nowhere, AJ just comes out of nowhere and just steals off of Seth. I'm like, whoa, it kind of shocked me because it just looked dramatic, okay? He just came out, bow. And then AJ was like, "Oh, I really hate what he did to Cody and what he did." So now AJ is backing up Cody because he's so mad about what he did to him. So that was pretty wild, I will admit. Asuka saved Dana Brooke from a diabolical ambush by Becky Lynch. So they basically did the same thing again. Had Becky go against Dana for the 24/7 title. And remember, last week it was all kinds of interruptions. Well, guess what? It happened again this week. Becky beat the hell out of Dana. Then she walked outside the ring, got a mic, started talking big smack. Becky started talking big smack, man. Got back in the ring, was pretty much going to beat Dana, and then Asuka showed up. And Asuka just pretty much ran in the ring, and they just got to fighting. So that match got thrown out, and it just turned into a fight between them two. I can't remember who got the upper hand in the end, because it surely was no match going on. It might have been Asuka, since she was the one who ran in. And then Becky probably escaped. You already know. But that's so that they still building up between them two. Asuka and Becky. They still got their little feud. I don't know how Dana and the whole 24/7 title, they just threw that in there. But at least it wasn't a whole bunch of distractions like last time, though. Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan defeat Doudrop and Nikki Ash to qualify for Money in the Bank. So yeah, they put them two on teams, which is crazy. I find like they're like real rivals. Like Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss, I feel like they should be like real rivals, you know. But instead, they put them on teams with each other, and it was a pretty quick win. It was a quick victory. It didn't last too long, and now both of them are in the Money in the Bank. I mean, that's cool, I guess. I thought normally they'll do singles to do it, so throwing two people in just like that off a tag match, though, like, okay. But whatever, it was just a quick little match just to get them in. Ezekiel defeats Kevin Owens by count out. Like, yeah, now this was interesting. Remember that Ezekiel tricked Kevin Owens by saying, "Oh, I'm Ezekiel," and lied, and he basically did lie. You know, Kevin said he been a liar. And he was like, "Oh, I lied. I just did it. I'm gonna get you in." I'm like, "Oh shit. We get a rematch?" So here's the rematch. And this match was actually good. This might have been the best match of the night. They was definitely going at it, man. This is a good match, I swear. But Ezekiel ends up winning because Kevin Owens counted himself out. Instead of Kevin running back in the ring, he just got on the announce table and started yelling, as if he wasn't paying attention to the count, and then, which he wasn't. And then once he got counted out, that's when he was like, "Oh damn," like he didn't know what was going on. So Ezekiel gets the win, man. And Ezekiel, after the win, said, "Hey, I'm gonna bring my older brother Elias up here." So here he goes, study saying he's not him. Now this is pretty crazy because it's like, what in the world is they gonna do this time? Talking about he gonna bring his older brother Elias up here. Oh Lord. So we gonna have to look forward to that, man. Cause what do you mean you gonna bring him, knowing that's supposed to be you? Okay. It was still a good match though. MVP defeats Cedric Alexander, and this was in one-on-one. Yeah, since Cedric kept interfering in MVP's and Moss's business, now MVP basically laid the smackdown on Cedric, man. This was kind of a squash match, believe it or not, man. Cedric gets squashed by MVP. I know. That sounds kind of wild in itself. But yeah, that's what happened. And then he directed Omos to come in the ring and just throw him out the ring, as you can see. Omos just came in and then he raised Omos's arm up like, yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do with MVP and Omos, because it seems like Bobby is on some different stuff now. And Cedric just quickly got job. And now you got MVP wrestling? I don't know where this is going. Then we had Seth freaking Rollins defeat AJ Styles to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. And yeah, AJ again, remember he attacked him earlier in the day. And he wanted redemption for Cody. But they had their match, man. Again, it was a pretty good match. Not bad. But Seth ended up getting the upper hand. Because this match was kind of long, too. Let me see. It says the Phenomenal One countered the stomp attempt with a calculated calf crusher. The Visionary executed a brilliant reversal as well, hitting a chop block after denying Styles' phenomenal forearm. Rollins punched his ticket to WWE Money in the Bank. However, as he caught Styles with a pin after a calf crusher attempt. Okay, yeah, I remember now. He rolled him up, right? Styles is finna go for something, and then Seth just rolled him up. This was a pretty long match with a lot of countering and reversing and stuff. And that's what happened, and Seth won. So that was kind of unexpected for me. I thought it was going to be AJ, honestly. I didn't think Seth was going, because I thought maybe they'll use him for something else besides the Money in the Bank match. But yeah, Seth is in Money in the Bank now. And there is a possibility of him winning it. But we'll see who the other people are. Riddle defeats Ciampa. So, remember when Riddle got attacked by Ciampa that one time out of nowhere, and then he had to fight The Miz, and then he ended up beating The Miz? Well, now Riddle basically got his revenge against Ciampa. It wasn't that long of a match. Riddle wins. So, again, Riddle has been one of the most used people since the last pay-per-view. So, I'm looking out for that. Rhea Ripley judged Bianca Belair with a harsh war of words. Now, this part was crazy. Bianca came out, she was talking about her little thing. And then that's when Rhea and the new Judgment Day, when Finn Balor appeared up on the screen. And it was funny because of the way Rhea was calling Bianca. It was so hilarious to me. And basically setting up her feud and her match against her, because I think, Rhea won the title shot. So, yeah. That Rhea versus Bianca coming soon, man. It's just crazy seeing Judgment Day without Edge, though, man. That is really crazy. It's like, and then you got Finn Balor trying to play a bad guy. It's like, I mean, they didn't even come out, too, which was disappointing, right? Judgment Day used to always come out and make their presence. Not this time. They was just on the Titantron. And it was just Rhea just basically coming at Bianca. It really didn't have much to do with Damian and Finn. Not much. So, but that match is coming. Bianca didn't have no matches tonight. Then we had Chad Gable defeat Mustafa Ali. I guess this was just a thrown-in match, you know, because Chad been going against Ezekiel lately. But now he's tied up with Kevin Owens. Mustafa Ali has just been thrown into squash matches, not doing nothing. So they had Chad Gable work Mustafa. And Chad wins. Yep. Funny, I know. Man, Mustafa Ali, man. No, it's like nobody cares about him, man. Damn, man, you know this is Raw, so you know a lot of stuff. You see I'm trying to move, because, man, Raw do be having a lot. Veer Mahan defeats Rey Mysterio, so this kind of saddened me a little bit, because I wanted Rey to get his redemption, you know, from Dominic always getting wasted. I'm like, come on, Rey, like, get him, man, get him, Rey. And they was working a pretty decent match. Rey was actually trying to get Veer, but, man, Veer ended up getting him in the end, man, and putting him in that damn lock. And Rey ended up tapping. Yeah, the master of the 619 put up a spirited fight, but Mahan's roar was too much for Mysterio, and Mahan clinched the win with a cervical clutch. So, yeah, that was kind of messed up. So, Veer has still not lost. He has not lost yet. And he's just been fighting the Mysterios lately. I don't know. After seeing Rey lose, it just makes me think, like, yeah, maybe it's going to be Dominic who going to have to be the one to stop Veer, even though he already got sent to the hospital. And last but not least, Theory blinded Bobby Lashley with baby oil after losing the pose down. Now, I don't know where they're getting this baby oil stuff. When I seen it, it looked like water to me. The way it splashed around. Okay, but let me explain what happened. So, Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory had a pose down. You know, kind of like a bodybuilder competition, you know. And Theory went first. He did his thing. Bobby came out. He did his thing, you know. And the crowd were going more for Bobby. And Theory gets mad, like Theory do. And then he grabbed a bottle of, they saying his baby oil. And then he just splashed it in his face. And then he kind of like, he ain't even really fight him neither. He just, it's like once Bobby got hit with that, you know, he kind of act like he was just completely blinded. And they had to walk him out the ring. And then after that, Theory started flexing and stunting, you know. But I actually liked the pose down. I thought that was pretty cool. But I don't like the ending. I don't like how Theory just threw some baby oil, water, whatever you want to call it, in his face, and that kind of was the end of it. And you know, and no main event match neither. You know, this was pretty much the end, was this. So whatever. I guess we'll just be looking forward to when them two go against each other. And if I had to rate this show, I would give this a 3 out of 5. It was a little bit better than SmackDown. Last week's SmackDown was terrible, but this week's SmackDown might be better. Because we actually gonna have a title match with Roman. And it's another match that might be good. But I'll give it a 3 out of 5 for this Raw. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. You know we'll be looking forward to what happens next. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.